Hi there folks, it's Prepper Al here again, and I'm going to go through all of my CBRN kit, also known as NBC or hazmat. So CBRN is chemical, biological, radiological and nuclear warfare. NBC was old school nuclear, biological, chemical warfare, and hazmat is hazardous materials. So the idea that says, oh, nuclear, biological, chemical, what type of stuff do I have here? Come over here and I'll show you. So this is your detector paper. Number 2, Mark 2, one colour for liquid chemical agents. Number 3, chemical agent, 3 colour, number 1, Mark 2. And if you see on the back, it shows you exactly. So when the chemical is detected, the chemical paper turns to the respective colour. And I'll just go in here. So, and it tells you exactly red coloration, blister type agent, yellow, orange for nerve agent, and green colour for another V-type nerve agent. What you've got here is the actual decontamination kit. So this is decontamination kit personal number 1, Mark 1, and this is it outside. So you stick your fingers through it, and the idea is blot, bang, rub, and that decontaminates your gloves, your uniform, etc. Over here is the DKP, decontamination number 2, Mark 1. This is the bottle that's filled with Fuller's Earth. So this is where you pour over your helmet, over your boots, over your gloves, everything. It's just similar, but they both decontaminate almost everything that gets contaminated, if that makes sense. Right, here's your outer gloves and your inner gloves. Your inner gloves are just like soft cotton material, and these are just basically rubber gloves, thick rubber gloves. Here is my S10 respirator. This is a British military issue. This is getting phased out now. We've got a new respirator, but this is still one of the best gas masks in the world. Right, I'm going to talk a little bit about this gas mask and other gas masks. Right, these are a little pricey for my liking on eBay. You could get one for as little as 25 quid, but some people ask as much as 60 with haversack and filter. New filters on their own can cost easily about £15. However, NATO issue military gas masks and civilian gas masks that all use a 40mm thread canister. So I'm going to show you these. These are German civilian canisters, but they're NATO issue. So if it's NATO issue, it's fine. I could take this off and stick that on there. Doesn't matter the different colour or the shape. It's NATO issue. That's all that matters. 40mm thread. Now the Warsaw Pact nations, they used 40mm thread filters as well. However, the thread on the Warsaw Pact canisters, it's a different type of thread. So if you take a NATO issue gas mask and put a Warsaw Pact filter, the thread doesn't line up properly and it doesn't seal as well as it should be. But you can jerry rig that by putting like maybe duct tape around there. But I wouldn't recommend that. If you've got to buy NATO canisters. If you've got to buy a Warsaw Pact or a Soviet Union gas mask, then get filters that were produced in the Soviet Union or a Warsaw Pact nation. Now, so other gas masks that I would recommend the German M65 gas mask. Again, it's a little bit pricey. It's about £45 off eBay, free postage and packaging. However, a final option that I would suggest would be the Yugoslav military gas mask. You'll get one of those for £15, and I'll suggest reason why I think you should buy one of them is because that was made directly as a direct copy of the US NATO style gas mask. So it's just as good as a NATO issue gas masks, but I'm not too sure about the threads for the canisters. You'd have to look into that. And one more option for buying gas masks, if you have to buy in bulk, if you've got a big family, would be ex-Soviet military gas masks. They look like what is known in the sex world as GIMP masks, but you know what? They're actually good gas masks. They do what they're designed to do. And you get 2 of those off eBay for about £90 free P&P. So that's gas masks, see? We've talked about the filters, NATO masks, NATO filters, whether they're NATO military issue or NATO civilian issue. Doesn't really matter. They will fit. Warsaw Pact equipment, use Warsaw Pact filters. Again, if you don't want to buy military style gloves, thick rubber gloves from your local garden centre or even Walmart, Asda's, whatever. Now, the DKP stuff, the decontamination detector paper and the Fuller's Air, etc, etc. You could get packets of these for as little as £1.70 on eBay. You could get bottles of Fuller's Air for about maybe £5.99 off eBay. But you can get mix and match packages. So what you have got to remember though, you have to buy these in bulk. If you find yourself in a CBRN scenario, contaminated part of your country, etc, etc, these go fast. In fact, you'll be hiding in your house for almost forever probably, but if you need to venture out, you need to wear a suit. Then when you come back, you need to decontaminate. So you need to buy in bulk these, and you need to use them sparingly, but also thoroughly. I know that's a contradiction in terms, but these will burn through fast. So you need maybe about 10 bottles of these stocked up in the house, so you know you can go out, and my wife's got to sneeze. She's the camerawoman today. Right, so anyway, we've got to talk about CBRN or NBC suits, whatever suits you. Right, these are cheap as hell. Again, sorry, I'm going to contradict myself. If you're buying UK military surplus, that's always that bit more expensive. It doesn't have to be, but that's just the way business works in here in the UK. Expensive for the sake of being expensive. However, these are the DPM issue. I've got to take them out of the packet now. These are actually sealed. These have been sealed forever since they were produced. But you can get like for like cheaper if it's in the olive green. So olive green British military NBC suits. Soviet equipment, Warsaw Pact equipment. You can get a full NBC suit for as little as £10, anything up to £20, £30, £60, depending on what you can afford and what style suits you. So right, I'm going to open this up. I'm actually grudging opening this up. So what we got here? Oh yeah, and what I will say, when you're buying CBRN NBC suits, always buy at least, oh it's vacuum packed, I forgot about that. Always buy at least 2 sizes bigger than you. Because the idea is to wear these in an emergency. So on the military side of things, you're out and about with your unit, someone detects the chemical agent, you shout gas, 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 everybody sticks their gas mask on and gets into your overalls, your CBRN kit as soon as you can. So, oh wow. I always buy military surplus. As I said, don't buy civilian hazmat stuff. They're more disposable. Wear them once or twice. You know how you see the police, hazardous materials on the news, etc. They're all disposable stuff. They might get used once or twice. So this is a jacket. So I'm not going to wear it now. I'm going to do that in another video. So you've got your, there we go. That's brand new. Charcoal inside. And sort of Gore-Tex material on the outside. So I'm just going to lay that flat there. This is good equipment. I know I said it's expensive, but it is good equipment. And the thing is, when you're in the military, you always get spares, you get trade with your buddies, and sometimes if you do shop around on eBay and other websites, you'll get a bargain. For example, those civilians, these civilian German NATO issue filters. Got 3 of them for a tenner. Unused, unopened. They're fantastic. So I've got a military issue and I've got ×3 civilian issues. Now, on the plus side, if it was ever a CBRN scenario, I would be quite safe. But my camera with my wife will be Scooby-Doo because I've not got anything for her yet. But never mind, eh? We'll get that figured out. And these are the trousers. And they come with oh wow. Oh moly. No, I was going to say there, I should have took everything out. But no, this is the point. I want to let you see everything from out of the bag. So the idea being is, you've got your CBRN suit that are at least 2 times larger than you, so you can just slip them on without any hassle. Obviously I'm going to have to work on this, but I'm going to tell you another wee trick. Your fuller's earth, you shove that in there, and you shove some on your boots, or inside your over boots. I've not got over boots, I'll tell you that why in a minute, and that way you can just slip in there very quickly. The fuller's earth sort of acts like a lubricant. Excuse that. And there's the trousers, so there we go. So in my next video I'll show you how you wear stuff. So you can get that, but in olive green, for about maybe £15 off eBay. You will get a gas mask, depending on what style you're going for at least £15. And the other bits and bobs, if you price it right, you can get the whole shebang: overalls, gas mask, gloves, filters, decontamination paper, decontamination agents. You could probably get the whole shebang for about 30 quid, maybe 40 at a push, if you shop around and price it right. So, right, thanks for tuning in. I'm Prepper Al, just an introduction to my CBRN kit, and I'll make another video about how you use it. Right, catch you later.